and I didn't want to think about. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now, cast your minds back a few months ago to when I was in Canada. Now, I spent about 2 months in Canada, basically living on an island called Sable Island. Now, I thought I knew the real feeling of isolation. I was about 300 kilometers away from any other land, but I had pretty good internet and there were plenty of people to talk to. Fast forward a few months, I moved to Spain. I'm sure you've seen some of my videos on that, but if you haven't, then make sure to check them out. And when I was in Spain, I was thinking I really need to find another job because this is only a 3-month placement. And whilst I was looking for jobs, I stumbled across this one position that was on an island off the coast of Wales. And so when I thought there was an opportunity to live on a tiny island for about 3 to 4 months, I could not miss the chance to apply. And then I moved to Anglesey. And I spent a week essentially planning for the trip, shopping, getting to know my co-worker and housemate. More to that point, there is only 2 of us here and nobody else lives on this island.
His coral tongue trident screeches banshee-like in the tempest.
We get a shipment of food probably every 2 weeks on average, so we are really stranded. We can see the mainland, but if something goes wrong, it's gonna take a lot of time for people to get here. Now, in case you didn't know, my full job title is Tern Warden of the Skerries, and my main job is to monitor the Arctic, common and roseate terns that we find here on the Skerries. When we arrived on the island, because we were a little bit late, the terns had already started settling, so on my second day, which usually you would spend unpacking and chilling, I went out and started doing surveys.
I think you can hear the terns have definitely arrived.
And yes, in case you're wondering, they sound like this all the time. And this early on in the season, one of the main things we're looking for are leg flags. Now, leg flags are basically 2-letter identification codes which allow us to know which individuals are which year after year. Now, the other thing I was doing is courtship feeding, where the males bring in different kinds of fish to give to the females, and hopefully the females are impressed, and if they are, then they get to mate with them. But there are quite a lot of instances where the males really don't want to give their food to the females. Look at this little guy here. He wants to keep the fish all to himself, but if he wants to have a mate for the rest of the season, he's going to have to learn to stop being so possessive. So anyway, after a couple of days of doing these surveys, we needed to start counting the puffin burrows. Now, if you don't know what a puffin is, this is what a puffin looks like, and they are absolutely adorable. And also, in case you didn't know, this is what a puffin burrow looks like. And this is what an unoccupied puffin burrow looks like. And this is what a rabbit burrow looks like. And we have to tell the difference between all 3 of them. And let me tell you, there are thousands upon thousands of these holes, and we have to count every single one.
To give you an idea, we're checking every single one of these little lumps in the ground. And we've done all of that today, so it's not great. Takes a while.
Every time that you find a burrow, or what you think is a burrow, you put a piece of pasta down to make sure you don't count it again. And we had to do it in the pouring rain and the wind, and we were getting blown everywhere. Our pasta was blowing everywhere. The puffins were probably blowing everywhere.
A good example of a puffin burrow would be this. You can see that the vegetation has kind of been knocked away and there's a little bit of dirt kicked out. It's also facing the sea, so the puffin has a direct line of entry into the hole. Also, there are 100% puffins here because as we were walking around, a puffin launched itself out the burrow and flew out to sea, and it just kept going. I have no idea where he went. I feel really bad. This is a very sad day. My fallen soldiers, thank you for your service. I'm gonna have to pick you all up again. So right now, because I'm next to this lesser blackback's nest, you can see they're like flying over the top of me. There she is. And squawking because they're not happy I'm next to the nest, so I'm gonna leave the rest alone now. There's just eggsy everywhere, look at them!
So anyway, it's actually been a week since I did those puffin surveys, which leads future me to send you back to past me to show you what past me was doing a week ago, if that makes sense. So anyway, here's what I got up to last Sunday. It is day 6 of living on an island. I thought yesterday was the day that the terns had decided to stay, but no, they have literally just not turned up again. There's probably like 50 of them circling around, and my plan today was literally to like monitor the courtship feeding rates, so I can't even do that. So I'm like, what do I do? The challenges of living on an island where you have to basically decide what to do every single day and you don't really have a guideline. So yesterday morning I was literally watching the birds from this window, and like literally right here they were making a scrape, which is basically the terns' attempt at a nest because they're not very good at building nests. So I'm quite confused as to why they're all gone today. I mean, you can still hear them and they're still in the sky. I think because it's a little stormy they don't want to land. They're like too concerned with the wind, so they're just feeding today. But like, I need them, I want them here. And the other thing I have to do today is check the rat bait stations, because if there's rats on the island, they're going to try and eat all of the baby birds and the eggs, and we do not want that. So there's several rat stations like centered around. I kind of have to go down this little winding hallway. And here's my rat station. This little thing here is a rat bait station. So basically, I pop it open, and what I'm looking for are signs that a rat has eaten this. And so I check all of these, and there's several of these on the island, so this is one of the jobs that I do every couple of days. What? All of the bait is gone. It's all gone, which is, I don't know what that means. I'm assuming that a rabbit has literally just gone into the box and stolen the food in there. So the solution to my problem is that I'm gonna hammer nails into the box and then put the bait on top of them. PV, you're a rat. I appeared to have caused some fuss with the gulls. After I finished with the bait boxes, I decided to fill up our grey water from the well. I would also like to clarify that we only use this for grey water. We do not drink and wash with this. This is just for the toilet. After filling up our grey water, I decided that I liked whacking nails into things, so I decided to fix one of the tern terraces. As you can see, it was falling over and a bit dilapidated, so it needed some love. It took me 10 minutes to saw a piece of wood, so I'm not doing that again. And my camera ran out of footage, so I recorded myself like fixing the entire terrace. And it recorded the first like 10 seconds and then said, nope, you don't get any more. So here's the finished terrace. So this here is a whole lot more stable. It's not really moving. It's been propped up before it was tilting this way. I'm just gonna re-shingle it. Hopefully this will hold for a few more years. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 puffins. Oh my god. The babies! Oh my god, 8, 9, 10, 12, 11, 12, 13. Oh, okay, so this is an important part of surveying. It's figuring out where stuff is. I'll show you. Lots of puffins loafing around, finding little homes for themselves. So I took a little bit of time off to do some boring admin work. Also, look at how I've got this scope balanced on me. Stared at the puffins for a while, and now I'm thinking I'm going to stare at the puffins on the other island, because what else is there to do? I can actually see them rafting from here. Now, rafting is the term used to describe when all the puffins kind of flock together. There's so many of them out there. There's definitely a lot on the island that I'm going to. So if I can find out where they're nesting, I'll be really good, because we're going to set up camera traps and do some more in-depth surveys of the puffins. It's super duper windy, but I have found one puffin, which is good. I would like to find more. I've also seen a few raised bills on the cliffs, and I love raised bills.
To give you an idea of how good this scope is, look at the mainland right now, and I can literally see on one of the beaches there is a dead cow, like a cow that's just died and it's lying on its side on a beach, and that is this far away.
Here I put my camera down facing the wrong way. Yes, I know, I'm an idiot. So enjoy this visual of a piece of wood. What I was actually explaining here is that I'm going to pick up all of the random slates that have been left behind in previous years to mark out eggs and chick nesting spots so we don't have an accident and tread on one of them.
That's it. I'm done. There's no more for poor little small me.
So I guess that's a good approximation of some of the things I get up to as the Tern Warden of the Skerries. Anyway, I'm sorry this was a bit of a crazy video. My brain was all over the place trying to actually do my job, which meant filming came secondarily. However, I have already filmed an entire tour of the island, so if you want to know what it's like living in a lighthouse and living on an island, then stay tuned for that video. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you like this video, then make sure to leave it a like and subscribe to my channel so you can see more content about me living on the Skerries. That was everything from your neighbour Isla, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!